Scratch is a block-based visual programming language, which makes it very easy for children to put together programs. They just have to snap pieces of code together and not worry about the syntax or making syntax errors and having to compile code and all of the other things that you need to do with text-based languages. It has what is known as the low floor and high ceiling philosophy, which means that children can start making a sprite move, a cat move. They can make animations very quickly, and that's very motivating for children. So it's great as an introductory programming environment for those reasons. Sure. So I'm currently working on my doctoral dissertation at Stanford University with Roy P. and Steve Cooper and others who are my advisors. I'm working on creating a middle school computer science curriculum which focuses on teaching computational thinking and foundational ideas of computer science, and I am using Scratch for that curriculum. That is one of my main projects. Another is to create more of an awareness amongst children who are headed into high school, young tweens and teens, about what computer science is all about. And so I create videos of people who use computing in their work in other disciplines, and just to give a sense for how broad the applicability of computer science is as a problem-solving discipline, and that computer science plays a role in several aspects of human endeavor. And the third project is basically trying out online platforms for blended learning and online learning, even for children in K through 12 schools, middle and high school. And so the curriculum that I'm developing and testing as part of my PhD dissertation, I'm actually creating an online version of it on an open edX online platform, which is an MIT and Stanford platform for online courseware. So I want to study how students learn and use the affordances of online platforms and videos and online discussion forums to basically be able to learn through the online medium. Teaching programming is important, and I do absolutely agree that coding is the new skill, it's a new literacy. But I am sometimes worried by the focus on just teaching them a programming language or teaching them the syntax and the mechanics of how a programming language works. I think computer science and programming and all of these things are much more about the thinking, a way of thinking, and a way of problem solving. So the way to teach these things should be such that they don't just learn the syntax of how a particular program is to be put together or works, but to be able to problem solve and think and make connections with the real world, and to basically see it as something broader, what we call computational thinking. I just delivered a long keynote address that spoke about several ideas. I think it's good to start with environments like Scratch, which make it easy for children to pick up thinking concepts that you want them to. But I think the focus should be to teach them the deeper thinking skills, and there's several pointers from the learning sciences and computing education research on how to achieve this well, to basically help kids see the deeper and deeper concepts and ideas of computing and algorithmic flow of control and algorithmic thinking. And I think that's what the focus should be on. And tools like Scratch and others are very useful for introductory computing education. In addition to programming, children should also get a sense for what computer science is as a discipline. And there are several aspects of how computer science impacts society, and the role it plays in our global economy and all of that today. I've loved it. It's my first Scratch conference. I'm a researcher, and I've worked in several environments. I've worked with robotics and Scratch and App Inventor and all of these things. And to some extent, I'm agnostic about tools. I'm not so much a practitioner. So I've never attended a Scratch conference before, but you've invited me to come here and talk about Scratch in formal learning settings, formal education. And I took him up on the offer because I wanted to see what a Scratch conference was like. I've enjoyed every minute of it. It's been a fantastic learning experience, as well as a means to communicate with the wider Scratch community, especially meeting people outside of the US. I mean, I'm fairly familiar with the things and the people in the US and the things they're doing, but people in Europe and Israel and other places, it's been wonderful to connect with them here.